Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, come on in. Whenever I say that, I feel like Bishop at like altar call, like, will there be one? Will there be one? Come on up. Come on in. Hi. I see people coming on in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to Thy Queendom Come. I am too hyped for this conversation today. Please share, 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 like and share, like and share, like and share. Even if you can't stay for the full live, please share. You can catch the replay and it's very interactive and you are the connection to someone else's healing. So make sure you heal, make sure you share. Yeah, make sure you heal too, but make sure you share and like, please, please, please. Y'all see my earrings? They're ornaments from my tree. I used to do this in my classroom all the time. My students thought it was so bonkers. I loved doing it. So I thought I'd give y'all some of this pizzazz today. Hello, how are y'all doing? I'm about to start my countdown very soon. Just come on in, just waiting for a few more people, and please share, share, share. I cannot wait for this topic tonight. If you follow me, you know I've been talking about it all week. We are talking about the heartbreak of broken friendships. This is a very deep conversation. My timeline was lit. My personal phone was lit. People was like, yo, I know, we're gonna talk about it. So please come on in, and I am gonna start my countdown right now. Hey, Sharon, hey, Boo, hey, sis. All right, let me do my countdown for you guys. See you soon. You're about to enter the throne room. Conquering the queendom of daughterhood, womanhood, and motherhood is a quest we can't accomplish on our own. So we invite queens from all over the world to share their struggles, their triumphs, and their quests in conquering their queendom. We pray that God restore, reveal, and revive us into the queens He wants us to become. God's will be done, Thy queendom come. I just love that intro. I just love it. Have y'all been following me? Have you seen my mom's self-care elf on the shelf? She's chilling for the podcast today, and Mrs. Pepper Ann, my cat, decided to join her right before I hit live. So I just left her there. So they're going to come get some of this word and this healing too. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Thy Queendom Come podcast talk show. My name is Coach Beau2ful. If you're new to following me, I am a mom and daughter relationship coach. I am a speaker. Please don't call me a preacher. I am a rebel PK. I'm a podcaster. I'm a vlogger. I'm a blogger. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a bestie. I'm a daughter. I'm lots of things. And I like to say I'm a sister's keeper. And this is our safe space. I want you to, as we always do, our one-word check-in. Please type in the comments one word to describe your week so far. It's Friday. It's the best day of the week, especially if you have a work week. How's your week been going? Let me know. I know that there is a pretty big delay in the time that comments pop up for me. So I'm going to give y'all my word. My word for this week has been leapy. I know that word is not real, but it's a Queen Dean word. That's me. It's one of my words because I've just been taking leaps of faith all week. I started my week very, very sick. My asthma flared up very bad. And I've been taking leaps of faith left and right to make sure that I'm well taken care of. So let me share something. I do want to share this right here. If I say it's leapy, I also will say it's snowy. And I know That's not a word either. It's a Queen Dean word. Just roll with me, because I am having this very romantic relationship with the word no, honey. Like, first of all, the English teacher in me needs to let you know that no is a complete sentence. Yes, it is. That's all you need. No, it's short and cute, just like me. I know I'm sitting down, but I'm only 5 feet. Yeah, so use no, but I've been using no more, but I've been accepting no less. No sometimes is not an option for me. I understand that you're saying no, but I'm going to keep trying. And while you guys type in your one word, I just want to share, in case someone is a caregiver for someone else, or they may have a chronic illness like I do with asthma, because my asthma is extremely bad. I got new insurance, and my insurance refused to pay for my everyday asthma medicine. If you know me, like if you know me, you know I've been hospitalized many times with asthma. And I need this medicine every single day. It's a monthly medicine, and it's $200 a pop without insurance. And they were refusing. And every time I called them, I got a no, y'all. But here's what I learned about no. So many people are discouraged by no because it's a closed door. But my question for you is the door locked though? Like, it's closed, but if I just jingle this handle real quick, can I bust it open? And that's exactly what God was able to do for me with my medicine. And I am so grateful, very, very grateful. So as you check in and give me your one word answers, tell me, how has your week been so far? I would love to hear about it. Hopeful. Yes, I know. And that's how I felt too, taking leaps of faith, hoping that my medicine will be covered, and it definitely was. How has the rest of y'all week been? Let me know. Let me know. While I wait for those comments to load, I am going to start. And as always, I want to make sure that you grab your Hello Beautiful mug with your favorite drink of delight. And let's enter into the throne room. You can order all HB products at hellobeautiful.info. All right, let's get started. I'm hyped. So, in case this is your first time here and you didn't get to see my previous episode, we are on the topic of what the real beautiful means. We all know that I spell beautiful a completely different way, and I have a completely different definition of exactly what beautiful is. So according to me, beautiful is the act of knowing one's worth, the ability to heal from one's hurt, and the audacity to embrace one's flaws. I shared last episode exactly how I came upon this definition, focuses on the first part of how I found my worth. And now we are dealing with the ability to heal from one's hurt. Let me tell y'all something. There is so much hurt I could have chosen to discuss. I could have went down the line of church hurt, childhood trauma, relationships, marriage, dating, any type of relationship you possibly can have, parental and child hurt. But I decided to talk about something that does not seem to get talked about enough. And I know because my timeline was blown up and my cell phone was blown up when I started to talk about this. And it is the heartbreak of broken friendships. Child. So I want you to name some reasons you had to break up with a friend. Name some reasons in the comment that you yourself had to break up with a friend. Let me know. As those comments start to come in, I'm going to tell you the feedback that I received is disloyal, no set of boundaries, boys came between them, men came between them. Just really not valuing friendship. And it really put this episode into focus for me. So as you continue to type in the comments, I want to let you know that friendship breakups are usually the first heartbreak we experience in our daughterhood. It's usually the first thing that we can go through. Think about it. Think about the time that you went to your aunt's or your mom and you're like, let me tell you what happened in school. Remember this person who was my friend? Well, she said this and she said that. And do you know what ends up happening? It becomes a rite of passage instead of a healing process. You get things like, girl, that's just school drama. That's just teenage drama. You're going to go through that. Or girl, well, people going to talk about you. Just, they wasn't your friend anyway, especially mamas. Because let me tell you something. My mommy told me everybody who wasn't my friend, and she was always right. I'll tell you that much, right? But it becomes a rite of passage. And so what happens as we grow and we get older and we transition from daughterhood to womanhood to motherhood, we pass on this rite of passage of no closure, of no healing process from breaking of this heartbreak of friendships. And here is what I learned. And I actually got this from one of Tyler Perry's plays. People are just like trees. You will know how strong they are depending on the storm. Hello, somebody. And this is the perfect segue into a few of my queendom stories of how I discovered the different type of friends and parts of a tree that we have in our life and how it shows up in our womanhood and in our motherhood. So the first type of friend we're going to talk about is the leaf, the twig. This one is very, very easy to identify, okay? Because just like a leaf or twig, it's easy to snap once some strong winds blow, okay? Once a little bit of drama, once some boys come in, once people are talking about each other, it's real easy for this to happen. So let me share this little story about my first leaf twig friend and how it came about. I had a friend since kindergarten. I'm going to call her Tina. And we were inseparable, but somewhere between, I would say about 4th to 6th grade, we got completely separated. Until 8th grade, when I saw her across the hall in our middle school. When I tell you we ran to each other and hugged each other, it was like we never left. And I was absolutely so happy. I got my new friends from middle school, and now I got my old bestie. Life is about to be everything. And let me tell you, 8th grade was that transition for me, y'all, because I was a tomboy through and through. You would not find me playing with all the Barbie dolls and things like that. I was in a garage with my daddy under a hood trying to have him show me how to fix a car, right? But in 8th grade, something happened. This is around like 98. Bell bottoms came back out and now they're called flare. And, platform shoes came back out, but now they're called clogs. So now I'm not running to the men's section to get me some baggy jeans and some sneakers. Now my pants is tighter. I think I'm like a C cup at this point. And now all my boys are sending me letters like, do you like me? Circle yes, no, or maybe. And I'm like, bruh, like, what is happening here? So she came back in my life at this really great transition for me. And she's teaching me everything. She's like, do you know that rapping is really kissing? And I'm like, but why? And she's like, because you wrap your tongues around. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm learning all the tea, right? And I shared this story before, and this was a PK story about how my first kiss, by the time I got home, was on the answer machine at home, because them church folks, they had eyes out for me, honey. Well, this is the second half of that story. Dorian, after we kissed at the bus stop, we talked on the phone later while my parents were sleeping. Sorry, mommy. And I just was like, oh my God, like, this is it. I'm going to have my first boyfriend. I'm not allowed to have a boyfriend until I'm 16, but I'm a rebel. Like, this dude is going to be my boyfriend. Like, what do I do? Like, tomorrow, do we hold hands in school? Like, what do we do? Should I send him a note? I get to school the next day and I see him out the corner of my eye over there in the schoolyard before school begins. And he's standing with one of his little friends. And I hear someone say, Kadeen. So I'm like, this is the moment. Like, I'm going to walk over there. I'm going to hold his hand. Like, we kissed yesterday. Like, we're a couple, right? I turn and Tina's over there. And he wraps his arm around Tina. And his little friend says, Kadeen, you cut like that. So cut means, they don't want you. You're broken up. And I sit there And he leans in and he kisses Tina. And they're rapping, because she taught me what that word meant. They're wrapping their tongues around each other. And she turns and looks at me, and she gives me the shrug. Y'all know that shrug. Did y'all see that little viral video of the little girl that went to blow her candles out of her cake, and then her sister came in and blew it and was like, oh, well, that's the shrug that I got. That's the shrug I got. So I gave them a shrug and put the hand up, talk to the hand, because my face don't want to hear it. Y'all remember that. And this was my first heartbreak. This was, oh, okay, like drama, boys, and gossip can actually come between a friendship. This was my first lesson with this, right? So let me jump to the comments and see what some of y'all are saying. Oh, thank you. Love the outfit today. Yes, it was BS, girl. Bye, Tina. I was mad. But talk to the hand, right? But it's when I learned that drama, men, and gossip will definitely break up a friendship. And this breakup really hurts because it's an act of betrayal. It's the first real act of betrayal we kind of get. And this is what it does. We start to learn that women are capable of betrayal. They're capable of betrayal. So you start to give them this side eye as you get older and as you start to develop different relationships, because you realize, yo, these chicks ain't loyal out here, right? Now we're going to jump into that different type of friend number 2. This is a hurt piece, y'all. This is the branch, or even worse, the trunk. Because remember, we're comparing people to parts of a tree. And the branch and the trunk hurt so much because you thought that they were strong. And there's been a couple of storms and nothing happened. So you really thought that they were genuine, that they were there, and that they will always be there for you. But what we end up learning is that the strength that's there is not what we think. So my quick story with this, and actually gets tied to church hurt. When I tell you I got stories for days with church hurt, I got stories for days. And one main story is being a pastor's daughter. It's so taboo to do all the things that you know you're not supposed to do. And for me, my wedding day was the happiest day of my life. And I was 5 months pregnant on my wedding day. I don't even want to get into the conversation when I had to tell my daddy months before. Ooh, that was a scary conversation. Thankfully, he already knew that we were planning on going to the Justice of Peace. It just so happened that a month later, after we told him our plans, we also find out that I was expecting. But I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm at my wedding. My husband is holding me. He has his hand over my belly and people are taking pictures, and I post them to Facebook. Now, this is back in 2007. So, Facebook was supposed to be just for college kids. But what ends up happening is the church folk find my picture. Someone prints it out. And a few church folk go around to each other's jobs showing the picture that I am having a baby. Yes, this is things that I had to go through, right? Let's make sure we don't got no lipstick smearing. Did you know that trick? There you go, right there. So years pass. My son is probably about 3 or 4 at this time. And I go back to Connecticut and I'm reconnecting with my branch trunk friend. This person I have grown up with in the church. We are tight as ever. We have gone through everything together. That story with kissing Dorian, she had her own story. That story with, oh my God, we lost our virginity, exact same time. This is my branch trunk friend. We are out to dinner. We are reconnecting. And I'm noticing for sure that even though I've been gone for a few years, she still seems to be in the same place that I left her. So that was a red flag right there. But we're out to dinner. My god sister is there as well. And I start to tell the story of how the church folk found out I was pregnant and basically passed around my picture and all this drama and how I had to bless every single last one of them out. We're not going to get into that. But she opens up her mouth and says, oh, that was me. And I said, that was me what? She said, I printed out the picture. You printed out the picture. Now it starts to make sense because Facebook was really only for college kids. And I said, why would you do that? And she said, because I thought it was funny. You thought it was funny that I was pregnant while getting married? Why would that be funny? And she had nothing to say. And I'm sitting at this dining table in a public place. And I'm like, I just want to reach across the table at this point. I wasn't as, sanctified as I am now. My god sister, if she was a different complexion, would be red at this point. She keeps trying to change the conversation, and I'm just asking her all these questions. And I just start to realize that our relationship for my whole life has been one-sided, undervalued, and there have been absolutely no boundaries. None whatsoever. And this hurts so bad because we confuse the length of the friendship with the strength of the friendship. Ooh, child. That's a word right there. Let me hop into the comments and see what you guys are saying. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Wow. No. Yeah. Wanted to go right across the table at her. This happens all the time. We start to think that because we have history with someone that there's quality that's there. But history is simply just that. It's history and it belongs in the past. And what we end up doing is that we learn that women can be disloyal. It doesn't matter how long you have known them. It doesn't matter the length of your friendship. They can honestly be disloyal to us. And we start to take that into our womanhood and into our motherhood, and we start to look at people with a side eye. Now, the last friend that we're going to talk about when we're comparing people to a tree are the roots. This one is a different type of hurt because they are what I call growing pains. It's as if it's stunted growth, or you've outgrown them, or you have grown apart. Now, when I call it stunted growth, it's just kind of like that situation I just explained. You're growing spiritually, you're growing emotionally, you're growing mentally, you are completely going to a different level, but they seem to still be in the same place. And no matter how much you try to drag them with you, it's as if their feet is just cemented in the ground. So then we realize that we are outgrowing them. And it just so happens that that always translates to completely growing apart. And then growing apart can happen just a completely different way. You just aren't speaking to each other as constantly as you do. Months turns to weeks, weeks turns to years, and you have simply grown apart. This truly hurts because it's something that is out of our control. We start to focus on our self-development, and the control of that friendship and the quality of that friendship is completely out of our control. So we're going to hop into, let's talk about how this unhealed hurt shows up in our queendom, because that's what we're all about. No matter what we discuss, we always want to see how it shows up in our life through our queendom being who we are as a daughter, impacts who we become as a woman, and influences who we are as a mother. Well, here's how it shows up in our womanhood. We learn to get over it instead of heal. I posed the question, did you really heal or did you just get over it? And so many people responded that, you know what? Yeah, I just got over it. And depending on the situation, it wasn't healthy for me. And it's so true. It's so true. Let me hop in the comments. Did you really heal or did you just get over it? True, and it hurts to say goodbye to a long-time growth friendship. Yes, it does. It is a heartache. And then some of us never even get that chance to say goodbye. So it's definitely a hurt piece. You hit it right on the head. So we learn to get over it instead of heal. And this is what happens. We develop a coping mechanism. We develop a coping mechanism around getting over things instead of healing. We start to say things like, my circle is real small because I don't bang with everybody. Or I just don't have any friends. This is exactly why I don't have any friends, right? This is something that constantly shows up, and this is things that we end up teaching our nieces and our daughters, and that rite of passage rather than a process of healing, right? This is what else happens. The first thing is we get over it instead of healing. The second is we square up instead of circle up. What we end up doing is we ignite a defense mechanism for ourselves. Before I get into that, let me check my comments. I see it blowing up a little bit. What do we got? I've accepted apologies I've never received. Girl, if that ain't a word. How about I had to forgive people that weren't even sorry? Hello. Yes, girl, that's where it goes. But somewhere there's always on my mind, I wonder why. Girl, you better preach. Yes, I wonder why, because it's unresolved. It's not healed. It is not, there's no closure. And we ignite a defense mechanism. And this is what ends up happening. The word sisterhood develops a negative connotation in our hearts and in our mind. That word sisterhood becomes a side eye. There was a meme that hurt me so much this year. It was the day I learned that woman empowerment is nothing but basically a clique ran by Mean Girls. Bruh. Here I am, all about women empowerment, building my brand, trying to get women together. And I realized I am fighting against this negative connotation of sisterhood everywhere that I go, because so many people have been hurt. So many people just went through their rite of passage, no closure, no, what did you say? Not forgiving someone that's not even sorry, accepting apologies you never even got. And there's this negative connotation to this sisterhood. And that's what ends up happening. So the ultimate action, the ultimate thing that happens with us is number 3. We end up levitating instead of elevating. Now, this is going to be a hard pill to swallow because so many people are like, YOLO, dolo, solo. I do everything myself. I don't need anybody. Listen, boo-boo, you can do very well by yourself. But I'm going to tell you something. The people that have elevated have never, ever gotten there by themselves. Period. And what we end up doing when we get over it instead of heal and we develop these coping mechanisms, when we say that our circle is small and we don't need anybody, when we square up instead of circling up, when we ignite a defense mechanism, when the sisterhood develops a negative connotation in our hearts and in our minds, we hinder our queenism. We hinder it because women thrive in a tribe. Put a whole bunch of women in a room together and see if stuff don't get done. If by the time I said put a whole bunch of women in a room together and you thought, they're going to fight, you are part of the problem. And it is because of things that you have not healed from. It is because of what the society has done to that word woman. It is what society has done to that word sisterhood. It is what the women in our lives have gone through and taught us about sisterhood. We thrive in a tribe. There's a reason why after we spend so much time together, even our cycles link up together, honey. We are magical together. We need each other. And that's where the healing process comes in. So here's now, before I close, here is the healing process. Here is the, Coach K Beautiful is snatching wigs. Yes, I am. Here's the snatching moment. Y'all, there's a huge difference between repair and reconciliations. I'm going to let that sit while I read some comments. Yes, someone said, boom. Yes, honey. True, yes, and yup. Yes. But here is the difference. There's a huge difference between repair and reconciliation. Here is the moment I got to teach y'all. My English teacher hat is on. Repair means simply to fix what is broken. That is it. To fix what is broken. So this whole ghost culture that they got going on, I'm not down for it. I don't believe in ghosting people. I don't believe in this person did me wrong. I ain't talking to them. Delete and bye. Now let me do a frame of reference. I burn bridges. You know that saying that says, hurt me once, shame on you. Hurt me twice, shame on me. That don't work for me. You hurt me once, gasoline and a match. You heard me? The bridge is burnt down. You don't get a second opportunity. That's not what I'm talking about with ghosting. What I'm talking about is that there's a situation, there's drama, there's whatever it may be, and there is no communication as to what happened. Instead, you completely stop responding and you ghost. You will be so surprised what can be healed or repaired by a simple conversation. I statements like, yo, I felt like this when I noticed you did this. It's about being an adult. It's about being a queen and coming together for repair just to fix it. Now, I need you to understand that that is not reconciliation. Reconciliation means to restore harmony or restore back to common ground. I'm going to have to snatch some wigs and set some expectations before I dive into that. Hey, cuz, yes. And make sure you have the right tools when you want to sit down and try to repair something. You better go ahead. Yes. Here is my expectation check. It changed my whole view of reconciliation. Expectation check is restoration is not our job. It belongs to God. So I was watching Ilania Fix My Life. And this is right when I developed Beau2ful Inc., my nonprofit. And I had to deal with this heartbreak of breaking up our friendships with young girls because their parents are telling them, don't worry about it. And here I am peer-to-peer trying to put these girls together. So I'm watching Ilania. I always say her name wrong. Forgive me. And there is this woman on the show. And she brought her daughter in. Her daughter is grown. She's a grown adult. She has her own children. Ayano turns to the daughter and says to her, tell your mama what you need. You know how she talk, y'all. I just need you to be there for me. You were never there for me. You abandoned us. I have my own children. I need you to show up. I need you to have relationships with them. I need you in my life. I need you to be the mother I always needed you to be. I need. And I'm sitting here watching this and I'm ready for Ayana to turn to the mom and say, now tell her what you're going to do for her. That's not what Homegirl did. And it changed my whole perception of healing. She turned to the daughter and said, okay, you said everything. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get it. That's what you expect, but it is beyond her capacity to give it to you. So now what you going to do? And y'all, I threw the remote. I threw the remote because that was the realest moment I have ever seen. We want to reconciliate. We want that. We want restoration, and it is not our job to do that. Listen here. 2 Corinthians 5:18 says, all this is from God, who through Christ reconciled us to himself and gave us the ministry of reconciliation. This right here tells me that God gave us reconciliation to Christ, which means it has to be based on our healing within us first. Your healing can't be based on other people's actions. I will finally heal if my mama would just do this. I will finally heal if my husband would just acknowledge that he was wrong. I will finally heal if my best friend will come to the table because I'm tired of being the bigger person coming. No, your healing can't be based on other people's actions and your expectation of how your friendship, your relationship will come back together. The healing begins with you and your expectations. And what are you going to do about it if you don't get the sorry? What are you going to do about it if your sister, your sibling, who you have had civil rivalry your whole life, never comes to the table again? What are you going to do? The healing starts with you. What we do is we make the steps toward repair so that it isn't a question why. We come to the table and we have the conversation and we pray that God brings reconciliation. But if he doesn't, I need you to know that it is okay. And what are you going to do now in your healing process? Regardless of these broken friendships, regardless of this heartbreak, with your own hurt, having the ability to heal cannot be based on other people's actions. It's all based on you. Let me check to my comments. Yes. Some people can't see it and it sucks. Wow, that's true. I can understand. That's some grown woman stuff. Yes. Yes, it is, y'all. Come get this word. This is real. God will fix it and move on because you preaching. Let God fix it and you keep moving. What are you going to do? We can't live our life based on expectations. We can't live our life trying to drag people up to the elevation stage that we're at either. We have to keep growing. We have to keep moving. We have to keep healing. And it can't be based on what others do. So if you are struggling with healing from past hurt, it doesn't matter what relationship it is. It can be a parental relationship. It can be a romantic relationship. It can be heartbreak. It can be childhood trauma and abuse. I want you to work with me. The wonderful thing, this is my secret. This is my secret that makes me different, and I'm going to let you know. Most people, they can develop things based off of their life experiences. I definitely do. Most people base their methods and their theology based off of certifications that they have, which is what I do, which is great. My sister, my born and raised blood sister, is a licensed therapist. She helped me develop my method. So you get therapeutic practices with my healing. If it's more than I can handle, I connect you with my sister. That word sisterhood is not a negative connotation over here, honey. This is real transformative healing. So if you have trouble and you're struggling with past hurt, trying to find that real definition of beautiful, trying to find this womanhood, you're lost in your queendom, I want to work with you. I want to work with you, and I'm not by myself. Not only am I not by myself because I have a licensed therapist, but I'm not by myself because it's faith-based, and it's based off of who God needs you to be and show up as in your queendom. So if you want to work with me, you can contact me at www.hellobeautiful.info. You can click on book online. It is 100% free to have a one-on-one conversation with me to start the process. I look forward to working with you. Are you ready to heal though? Do you really want to heal, sis? Or are you just going to get over it? I hope to hear from you soon. Smoochies. Bye. Are there any questions for me before I go? Are there any questions? This episode was short and sweet like me. Short and sweet like me. Hey, Tam. We are a plant. Why wait for someone to water when God will make it rain? You just got to hold on. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for the interaction. Make sure you share. If you want to work with me, do not hesitate. Do not hesitate on this healing, y'all. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing so much. Any questions, let me know. Let me know what really resonated with you, y'all. How was this? What really stuck out to you? Was it the fact that people are like trees? Let me know. Let me know. They can be a leaf and a twig. As soon as something blow, they gone. Right? How about a branch or a trunk, y'all? The ones that stick through, and you thought because you had such a long friendship that the length of the friendship was the strength of the friendship, right? Or how about those roots? How about those roots? You know, because I'm so happy you put in the comments that where people are like plants and water, because I was thinking about roots. And I was very much a nerd growing up. I loved all type of being outside and things like that. I was definitely a tomboy, climbing trees and all. And I remember the first time I ever saw a cut tree. And I remember seeing that if you count every single ring, you can see how old this tree is. And I remember when my dad pulled the tree more, and you saw the roots and how deep they run and how they tangle all over each other and how one goes this way and that way. And our friendships really do end up like that. Some of them, because the tree is so old, because of the length, we do tend to start outgrowing each other. And all we got to do is pray that the distance doesn't become in our hearts. You know what I'm saying? And there's one more thing I want to say. This is one more caveat. That as women, we aren't each other's enemy. We are here to build each other and work together. Exactly, we aren't. That's what the world wants to portray to us. They want us to say that when women get together, it's very catty. Kamala Harris, her being VP, I've seen so many comments of, look, it's probably going to be real hard working with her. There's just this negative connotation around women, period, especially powerful women, and that's not what it needs to be. But here's what I want to say really quick about the roots, and I just want to make sure I say this because it's very important. There's a very big difference between growing apart and needing time apart. There's a very big difference. Some people, I'm the type of person that when I need to heal, I need to talk about it. I talk to my mama, I talk to my sister, I talk to my husband, like something is bothering me, I need to talk. There are some people that go in internally. I'm not going to say that that is healthy or not healthy because everyone has their own coping mechanism, right? But I will say this, sometimes you constantly reach out and they don't reply. You have to really look at the quality of the friend and see that it is worth continuing to reach out, that they are just honestly having a moment and they will come back around and they would be able to open up and tell you they just had to go through that between them and God. And that does happen. And I need y'all to understand that that definitely happens. That's not what I'm talking about when I say grow apart. When I say grow apart, it is specifically you're the one constantly reaching out. That it's always been one-sided, and you are moving up in a spiritual, mental, emotional place, and they're stuck in their growth. Last but not least, someone said, love your earrings. Yes, I just took these off of the tree and I put them right on. I used to do it all the time in my classroom. So I thought I'd give y'all some of this holiday cheer. My mom, Elf, was chilling, but it looks like Miss Pepper Ann, my cat, knocked her over. I want you to continue to follow my mom self-care. I hope you are actually doing these things. Take time out to care for yourself. Take time out to heal. If you want to work with me, you can book me. I am here for you. Smoochies. Bye.